I used to just show up with a camera on most of my sets.
I started blasting, bang, bang.
But this time was different. It's March of 2023, and I'm gearing up for one of the busiest months of the year. I honestly couldn't fit anything else on my schedule. And despite my already overflowing work schedule, I knew this project was going to be something I couldn't pass up. I felt like there was just so much on the line here, and I really had to prove myself. And in order to do that, I had to improve. And I had to improve pretty fast. And my first course of action was getting the treatment just right. I needed to make sure it was visually clear what I was trying to create. I also needed to make a schedule that wouldn't get messed up throughout the shoot. Like always, I pulled up Shot Deck, slammed a bunch of references into a pre-production Dropbox folder. I found a lot of inspiration from the show Euphoria on this one. I did a ton of research on the use of color for the different moods I was trying to portray. I couldn't find all of my references in traditional media, so I had to resort to Midjourney. AI, baby. In a perfect world, we would have been able to shoot the shoot at midnight and finish shooting at sunrise. Then we could just shoot the story linearly. Linearly. Is that even a word? But I didn't want tired actors, so I was just better off shooting it out of order. We actually started shooting at sunset, and I made it look like sunrise in the color grade, adding more purple to the golden hour and darkening the shadows to make it look more blue. Here's the before and after. We then continued to shoot into the nighttime and planned to get the remaining shots. Now I have the treatment at a pretty good spot. My anxiety is starting to settle a little bit, and I'm feeling more confident in the look examples. I know exactly what I'm going to shoot, and I know the schedule on how I'm going to shoot it. But we still needed some locations. So for the ease of everyone, we would be shooting in Toronto because that's where everyone else lives. But I don't live in Toronto, so I'm going to need my friends to go out there and do a location scout for me. Eric really came through on this one. He reached out to both locations, Lalo Brewery and Loveless Cafe. And lastly was the sunset location. We've looked through parks and lake shores, but eventually we settled on what I think was the best location for this shoot. It had the Toronto skyline in the background, and it was across from an airport, pretty much one of the most romantic sites where airplanes fly overhead. So we got some pretty insane shots there. At this point, I was super happy with this treatment, and I thought we did a great job at organizing everything and getting it all ready to shoot. But in that moment, that's when I got the call. I already had deadlines creeping up, so I did what any other self-respecting people pleaser would do. Now I'm gonna have to make this video perfect. This story has to be interesting. We need to believe that this is a real meet cute, so the chemistry has to be believable. Less awkward. Like way less awkward. Our cast was very used to the camera. They've been on many music video and social media content sets before. Seasoned actors are so much easier to direct. Even though our actors had experience, I am still kind of new at this. So telling people what to do is never easy. You have to trust that they know they're going to look great on camera. It takes more time, but I'm showing the cast the scenes after they shot it. Eventually, we had to trust Joey's eyes to confirm that everyone was looking good. We also had a stylist on set who was able to double check all of that stuff and clean them up through takes. I ended up going over my allotted time at Lalo because I couldn't pull the trigger on this one shot. Everything looked great. If I just trusted myself to shoot through it, we could have had more options in post. Instead, we ended up just having only what we needed. Can I like specifically see the next play? There must be something in the wall. There must be something in the water. The way you got me, girl, I'm falling. Trying to give it to you all. Cause I'm the one that you be calling. I took this lesson right into the next location and moved quickly, trying a few things but pivoting once I noticed that they didn't work. When you want it, I'ma give it to you. That's a wrap! Reflecting back on this experience, I noticed something was different on this set versus all the other music video sets I've worked on. And that was that there's absolutely no drama on this music video shoot.
I forgot to record.
Nothing stood in the way, and all problems had relatively easy solutions. I used to think that showing up with a camera was enough. Then I used to think that listening to the song only 20 times was enough. Each time I did a shoot, I did more preparation. And then I realized that no preparation is ever enough. But the deadlines have to be met, so you have to start shooting your project at some point. I make sure I go into each project with a visual treatment, a schedule, a kit list, and a post-production workflow. These are the very bare minimum steps I take before I embark on a music video shoot now. So be inspired to take the proper steps to do your best work. Preparation is the only thing that will make it the best shoot possible.